Tara Marlow, you're head of property and hospitality Abu Dhabi for Tamimi, a law firm in the GCC. If I was trying to open a hotel in Abu Dhabi, how would what sort of problems would I have which I might not have in another place?
Okay, well, first of all, you would need to consider where you wanted to locate your hotel. Because obviously within Abu Dhabi there are different restrictions for different nationalities on ownership of property. So that's where you would need to start. If you're a non-UAE national, you would only be able to look at investment zones. And then there are different rules and regulations depending on whether you're GCC or whether you're non-GCC. Non-GCC nationalities can only have airspace rights, so to speak, or long leases. So you'd need to look at the location first to work out what title you would get and the best title for a long-term hotel operation.
And Abu Dhabi Island, which is most desirable in some ways, that's the most restricted.
It's the most restricted.
Right.
Yeah, only UAE nationals or wholly owned companies of UAE nationals could own property on the island. Absolutely.
So it would be a partnership with a UAE national of some sort, or going elsewhere?
You would need to go elsewhere, because even if you set up a joint venture company, wherever there is a foreign element of the shareholding to that company or the ownership of that company, that would preclude you from owning land or property on the island. So you'd need to go into one of the investment zones.
Okay.
Absolutely. So on the basis that you get over that hurdle, you would need to then create your legal entity, and you'd need to get the appropriate license for that. The licensing of activities is quite strictly monitored and segregated into different sectors. So you would need to set up your company, get the appropriate license, and to set up the company you would need to have premises also, real and true premises. And then the other main issue, if you wanted to run a hotel, would be the employment. You would need a host of employees to obviously facilitate the hotel operation. And unless they are UAE nationals, each one would need to be sponsored and have an employment visa allocated. So it's quite a costly exercise, and obviously that recurs, you know, in the life of a hotel. You'll have employees come, employees go, and you'd need to ensure that they are treated in accordance with the employment law also. So it'd be quite a heavy outlay of cost.
Sure. But so, I mean, a number of the big international hotel brands are represented in Abu Dhabi.
Correct.
So how have they come in? How has that worked?
What they do, they would tie up with usually a local company. The local company owns the real estate and will be the employer. It's a UAE national owned company, so it often can do that. And then the actual operator signs a management contract with the owner. And then the operator really is just the on-site manager. It has no employment obligations other than management of the staff. It has no issues with taking ownership in property, and it doesn't even need to be licensed because it's not bringing over a legal entity. It's purely operating as the owner's manager. So that's the easiest option.
Sure, yeah. So that sounds like that works well, and
yes.
That's the model that's being used.
Absolutely, yes.
Looking sort of overall, how would you characterize the legal regime here in the hospitality industry?
In the hospitality industry, well, you have, I guess, a couple of areas. You've got the whole real estate side of it. And really that is in very early days. We have a landlord and tenant law, we have a property ownership law, and we have a registration law, but they're quite basic, and we do need robust and comprehensive regulations that can actually give effect to what the laws provide for. We need a detailed and workable strata law that will allow for registration of the various developments that are going up at the moment. We need lender protection.